Hello and a very warm welcome to my channel. This morning, we give you a piece of breaking news from Woman's Day magazine. Fears for Meghan brainwashed Harry, Meghan's cult scandal. She has him isolated from the outside world now. With his former home at Frogmore Cottage fast becoming a distant memory, insiders close to the Duke of Sussex said he has turned his back on his royal life once and for all. Friends say just 2 months after sneaking her husband and 1-year-old son across the border from Canada to Los Angeles, which involved a cloak and dagger mission involving rich friend, and now landlord, Tyler Perry's private jet, Meghan's mission to indoctrinate Harry into Hollywood life has begun. And it's not as innocent as it sounds. He's changed into a totally different person already surrounded by these woo-woo Los Angeles types, complains a close friend. He used to call Hollywood a cult, and now he is eating up Meghan's hippy-dippy beliefs, surrounding himself with crystals and chanting mantras together when they wake up in the morning. She has him isolated from the outside world now, and talking to him, it's pretty clear he's a changed man. There's a difference between fitting in with your spouse's beliefs and having a total personality transplant. Friend fears Harry has gone from a tough-talking military man who once hunted in the Scottish Highlands and partied in Las Vegas in his downtime to a mousy house husband whose wife calls all the shots. Meanwhile, a concerned friend says, he's gone totally vegan at her behest apparently, and mainly lives on a cocktail of vitamins and juices from overpriced local snake oil salesmen that she swears by. He looks gaunt and thin, and he's losing hair at a rate of knots, so apparently it's not working, though there's a rumor they've dabbled in a bit of HISN her Botox because she wants him looking tanned and fresh just like everyone else in that town. Hell, be a cardboard cut out of a Hollywood hipster before you know it. Indeed, those close to the former Suits star says it's no surprise Meghan is looking to transform Harry, revealing she sees herself becoming somewhat of a Hollywood lifestyle guru. Sources tell Woman's Day she's preparing to relaunch her blog The Tig and wants it to be so big that it rivals fellow actress Gwyneth Paltrow's headline-grabbing Goop blog. And we're told Gwyneth, the Oscar-winning daughter of Hollywood royalty Bruce Paltrow and Blythe Danner, isn't taking too kindly to her new rival. Gwyn thinks there's only room for one celeb lifestyle guru in town, and she's ready to go into battle with Meghan if that's what it comes down to. Meanwhile, with fellow crystal-loving celebrity spiritualists Katy Perry and Adele now among their neighbors, there's a fear from Harry's British social circle that the impressionable royal is at risk of becoming a full-blown Hollywood socialite. It's crazy how he's gone from the palace to Tinseltown in such a short time, a source adds. Harry's life has been turned upside down. Meanwhile, yesterday, New Idea reported, tea has been spilled. Meghan's secret diary revelation, they threw her to the wolves. Rumor has it Meghan Markle kept a private journal, which documents her time in the palace, which she shared with some of her closest confidants. And now, one of those friends has reportedly come forward and spilled tea on the contents of the diary, which the Duchess allegedly penned ahead of her marriage to Prince Harry. According to In Touch, Meghan apparently wrote about how she felt the royals didn't protect her from media scrutiny, yet they stood by her sister-in-law Kate Middleton. The source sensationally claimed to the American publication, the way Meghan sees it, the royals threw her to the wolves. What's more, the royal insider went on to allege that Meghan felt as though she was given the cold shoulder by Kate, who was apparently given preferential treatment by the Queen. Despite Meghan's efforts to be nice, Kate wouldn't speak to her for weeks. Her silence was scary, the insider claimed. The source then reflected on a widely reported incident, allegedly involving Princess Charlotte at a bridesmaid's dress fitting, which apparently brought Kate to tears. Meghan will never forget that day, and I'm sure it's well documented in her journal, the source added. While the notion of a secret diary may unnerve some, it intrigues royal writer Andrew Morton, who penned Diana, Her True Story, and of Meghan, Hollywood Princess. Speaking to Mail Online, the author reportedly said he believes the first-person account of Meghan's time in the palace would make a very interesting read. Meghan is a good writer, with a nice turn of phrase, Andrew said, before adding, remember she studied English in her first year at Northwestern College. He continued to say that a first-person account, based on her diaries, would also give Meghan the perfect opportunity to tell her story with total control. Meanwhile, we continue to discuss the news. Is US Vogue signaling their new position on Duchess Meghan by referring to her as Meghan Markle even though she is married now? Royal expert Angela Levin said on theconservativewoman.co.uk that, "What do you call a royal by marriage who left the country that made her a royal by virtue of who she decided to marry for the second time? If Meghan had remained in Great Britain, living happily in Frogmore Cottage or Hay, wouldn't that apartment with 22 rooms in it that was earmarked for Meghan and her prince of a husband have been adequate? Then, of course, she would be HRH the Duchess of Sussex? But only due to Prince Harry. Because let us all face up to this one truth. Meghan did not want privacy. Meghan did not leave not caught in Kensington Palace, whilst awaiting the necessary renovations to apartment 1 because she wanted more privacy. She and Prince Harry settled on a much smaller Frogmore Cottage in the middle of Windsor, with the airplanes heading to Heathrow screaming overhead. Frogmore might have been private, but it sure want quiet. Meghan said she had to leave the UK because she want be thriving, couldn't keep a still upper lip, she never gave it a try, timeline for a different answer, and the gutter press was vicious and racist. Apparently the American woman had never seen a magazine stand with about 10 or 12 magazines devoted to stars, and they are vicious and men, but not racist. Back to privacy issues. This Meghan plays at desiring privacy, just as Diana would act coy with the paparazzi, posing 1 hour and running away the next, claiming she too hated the paparazzi that kept her face on the front of magazines. Can't have it both ways. If Meghan encourages the paparazzi to find her, then all privacy issues are irrelevant. But Meghan kept up the pretense that she and Prince Harry were moving to Canada for privacy and quiet, and they would come back to the UK after having privacy for half a year. Meghan said she would be back in the country that made her royal with her very royal husband to serve at the pleasure of the Queen. Which Queen? Meghan serves herself, so Queen Meghan. Did Meghan see that image Beyoncé and Jay-Z bowed to? That painting of Meghan with a crown, not a tiara on her head. Was Meghan upset at the invasion of her privacy? There is room for only one sovereign in the UK, and her name is Elizabeth. Was Meghan aghast that Bey and Jay made a big deal out of Meghan being a queen? After less than 2 months in a truly, honestly, very private mansion where Meghan lived for free in Canada, she left abruptly for Hollywood, the United States, home of Meghan the British royal. Meghan has gone on pap walks, since photographers are not roaming the streets of all of LA searching for a celeb during the lockdown. Meghan calls her service which she used for her daddy's embarrassing pictures pre-wedding, and in Vancouver Island where she smiled at the bushes, and where she and Harry walked their doggies. Meghan does not want privacy. She wanted to return to Hollywood as a royal, and now we know this plan was in place pre-wedding. I guess the groom knew about it and went along with it, and the Prince Harry didn't look happy. Meghan used the royal family to further her future earning ability, to push a brand called Sussex Royal, and she knew she would leave Great Britain. What do you call a royal by marriage, who left the country that made her royal? You call her by her pre-royal name, since she isn't really a royal in the full sense for the word. Meghan Markle. Harry is the true royal. Meghan used him to get that Duchess thing going for her. Too bad Queen Elizabeth placed boundaries on their royal term usage, and Meghan showed her true self, by lashing out in anger and self-importance when she said the Queen doesn't own the word royal. We gasped at the audacity of this incompetent Duchess with only money on the brain. Meghan telling the Queen what she can do regarding royalty. I do not understand the people who hold onto Meghan Markle as if she is the poster girl for victimhood, or racial profiling, or maybe they find her terribly sexy and want her. I see a non-royal who is tearing the royal out of Harry bit by bit. He looks miserable, and she looks like she swallowed a big, fat canary. I am not impressed with her lies. All lies and lying. Meghan copped in a late-night TV interview that she lies for fun. Yeah, that's a great character quality. Love Meghan and protect because she lies, and we need a grifter like her to hold up as a beacon of hope to the tired, the people who still lie, steal and cheat to climb up step stools to their little kingdoms, and she must light the way for schemers the world over. Turnabout is fair play, plus royals are so rich they do serve other at the pleasure of your queen and grandma. Have some decency. Mean what you say, and stop with the deception. And now this happens, how surprising. What should Rachel Meghan Markle be called? Lots of unsavory names come to mind. I'm waiting for someone who is an actual royal to snatch back their Sussex, and Dumbarton, feel free to call her Markle. If Vogue did it, then it's time for the die-hard fans to give in and bow to their idol with her real name. Hey, it's Vogue. She's Markle again. The world still revolves even though Markle isn't being called Sussex. And you? What do you think about Meghan Markle? Please let me know in the comment section below and we talk about her. And if you loved my video, remember that you can like and share for anyone you think they need it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to get more news from the royal family. Now, have a nice day, goodbye and see you in the next videos.